Thanks for joining us this evening on TKO8 Local News. It was a rough night in parts of Boone County, Marion County, Newton County, and surrounding counties in the TKO8 viewing area. Last night's rounds of thunderstorms destroyed the post office in Parthenon over in Newton County. According to investigator Glenn Wheeler of the Newton County Sheriff's Office, no one was injured and there were no other injuries reported from the storms. Wheeler says there were other reports of sporadic damage across Newton County. In some homes, however, nothing to the extent of the damage done to the Parthenon post office. The other major damage reported was to one home in St. Joe down in Searcy County. Howell and Izard County both reported trees down, one which fell near Dolph, blocking a road for a short time until emergency crews were able to remove the debris. There were two separate supercell thunderstorms which moved through the area ahead of a main line of thunderstorms. The first cell started in Madison County and intensified in Newton County when tornado warnings began to be issued. A trained weather spotter said a possible funnel was spotted near the community of Norfolk, although no reports of a tornado have been officially confirmed. The National Weather Service is spending the day assessing what exactly happened in the area, particularly in Parthenon. Recently, people started noticing that Exxon stores in Boone and Carroll counties started closing, and now the owners are being sued for millions of dollars in a foreclosure proceeding. Equity Bank, which merged with Community First Bank last year, has filed suit last week against AIM Group LLC. Mohammed Suladah and Rizad Ahmad in connection with the 6 Exxon stations in the area and the bulk plant on the bypass in Harrison. According to the suit, AIM Group executed a promissory note for $5 million to Community First Bank in March of 2013. The note was to be paid off in 83 equal monthly installments of about $28,000 beginning May 5th of 2013 and was rescheduled to be paid off April 5th of 2020. The bank alleges the defendants owe almost $4.7 million on the principal of the first note, along with the late fees and interest totaling almost $150,000. The bank is asking the court to issue a judgment for foreclosure and that the properties be sold to satisfy the debt. On Friday, crews recovered the body of a man who drowned in Beaver Lake. The Washington County Sheriff's Office identified the man as 63-year-old Walter Arthur Adler. The incident occurred by the boat dock on Vaughn Road in Springdale around 12 p.m. Friday. Adler's body was recovered around 2:15 p.m. According to Washington County authorities, Adler fell into the water after his boat started drifting off near the dock. The area has a lot of silt in the bottom of the lake, and investigators believe he got stuck in the silt. Another fisherman say Adler got into the water and never resurfaced, so he called dispatch. It took crews about an hour and a half to retrieve the man's body. Area Republican Senator Linda Collins Smith of District 19 has proposed prohibiting people from using bathrooms in government-owned buildings that do not match their gender at birth, despite warnings from the state's Republican governor that a bathroom bill targeting transgender people isn't necessary. Smith has filed Senate Bill 774 that would require government-owned restrooms and changing facilities accessible by multiple people at the same time to be designated for use by members of one sex. The proposal would not apply to any private-owned restrooms available to the public, however. Smith says the measure is needed to protect students' privacy. The bill has been sent to the Senate Judiciary Committee. And the Arkansas Game and Fish Commission currently has many used vehicles and items available at govdeals.com. As a part of its ongoing effort to streamline its fleet and remove outdated equipment, the agency has developed a new model to remove inventory that has outlived its expected use lifetime by using its online auction. The officials note that some items still have some years left in them, but buyers are warned that these items are sold as is, and they typically will need some sort of repair now or in the near future. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We'll take a look at some headline news from around the region as TKO8 News continues.
My name is Nikki. I work at Dental Creations on the Square in Harrison, and I'm a dental assist. We're the first faces that the patients see. We get them through the paperwork process, explain what's going on, and just let them know step by step what to expect, and you get to see them throughout the whole process. We want our patients to be happy, we want them to be comfortable, and that's really what it's about, getting the best results while making great relationships with people.
Dental Creations on the Square in Harrison, next to the Big Red Boot.
Sam Alexander Pharmacy has expanded and is now offering many additional products and services. Their new pharmaceutical compounding area allows them to create products to fit the unique needs of a customer. They also have added Spinco orthotic shoes and sandals, Dr. Comfort diabetic shoes, baby gifts by Aiden and Ananias, and toys by Melissa and Doug. Stop in today and let them help you with any of your specialty pharmaceutical needs. Sam Alexander Pharmacy, your local Health Mart pharmacy in Harrison.
Arkansas State Police special agents are investigating along with sheriff's deputies after a person was found dead at a farm in Prairie County. State Police said the body was found Sunday afternoon. Authorities say agents worked overnight to follow leads in the case. State Police say 2 people have been questioned about the death, but no arrests have been announced at this time. The body was sent to the Arkansas State Crime Lab for an autopsy and positive identification. State Police says it does not expect to release any additional details until the person is identified or an arrest is made. Online retailer Amazon.com has dropped its fight against a subpoena issued in an Arkansas murder case after the defendant said he wouldn't mind if the technology giant shared information that may have been gathered by an Amazon Echo Smart speaker. James Andrew Bates has pled not guilty to first-degree murder in the death of Victor Collins, who was found dead in a hot tub at Bates's home. In paperwork filed on Monday, Bates said Amazon could share the information, and Amazon said it handed over material on Friday. The Echo listens for keywords and may have recorded what went on before Collins was found dead in November of 2015. Amazon had fought a subpoena citing its customers' privacy rights. A hearing had been set for Wednesday on whether any information gathered was even pertinent to the case. Governor Asa Hutchinson wants to add a work requirement to Arkansas's hybrid Medicaid expansion and lower its eligibility cap, which would add new restrictions to the program even as the future of the federal health overhaul remains unclear. More than 300,000 people in the state are on the program that was created in 2013 as an alternative to expanding Medicaid under the federal health law. Hutchinson proposes lowering the program's eligibility to 100% of the federal poverty level, which would move about 60,000 people to the subsidized insurance marketplace. He said he wants to submit the proposal to the federal government by June 1. Arkansas Senate has rejected a proposal to ban smoking medical marijuana in the state. Senators voted 15-10 against Senate Bill 357, co-sponsored by Republican Senator Jason Rappert. He says smoking marijuana is harmful to public health and that Arkansas has spent millions of dollars to discourage people from smoking tobacco products. He also says he's seen no evidence of a medical value to smoking marijuana and that the smoking of pot is a recreational use. Republican Senator Jeremy Hutchinson argued against the bill, saying that approving it would go against the will of the people who approved the state's medical marijuana law in November. The Senate approved a motion to allow Rappert to bring the bill back for another vote at a later date. The Arkansas House has approved a bill that would prohibit the release of video or audio that depicts the death of a police officer in the line of duty. Representative Jimmy Gassaway proposed the bill, saying that the death of a Truman police officer in 2011 continues to make rounds on the internet. House members approved Gassaway's bill on a 94-0 vote. Gassaway told House members that the plan offers only narrow limits on the state's Freedom of Information Act. He said family members of the slain officer could see the material, but others would need to obtain a judge's permission. The judge, too, could order the material released if there is a compelling public interest. The bill now heads to the full Senate. Before we take a look at the weather forecast as we move on through the work week, here's the way the stock market ended today. As we mentioned in one of our early stories, a strong line of thunderstorms moved through the viewing area last night very quickly, as a matter of fact, moving anywhere from 45 to 65 miles per hour. They moved across the central part of the United States. They continued to track into the northeastern part of the country here in the afternoon and evening hours, but they did leave some damage in parts of the country, particularly up in the Kansas City area, where a small airport saw planes tossed around like they were nothing. No deaths have been reported at this time by the National Weather Service, but they did say quite a bit of damage happened in that area. We were fortunate here in the viewing area, as we mentioned, only a slight amount of damage, a little bit over in the Parthenon area in Newton County, and some trees down in other parts of the viewing area. But other than that, no major injuries and certainly no deaths, and we are thankful for that. Here's the way it looks. It's going to be a pretty nice week now that system's moved out. We did get a little bit of rainfall, anywhere from 1/4 of an inch to about 1.5 inches, depending on where you might be. I hope you got the 1.5 inch part. We need rain extremely bad. As we move through the work week, it's going to warm up, and then we got another system that's going to affect us by the weekend, and they're even talking about snow in the Northeast. We don't have to worry about that here, however. Tomorrow looks to be a real nice day out there. The wind's going to go from the north that we saw today, about 62 this afternoon, and tomorrow going to warm up to around 70 degrees with lots of sunshine, southerly wind of 5 to 10 miles per hour. On Thursday, we do have again a possibility of a few scattered thunderstorms in the afternoon, only about a 40% chance. No severe weather expected, but a very warm and humid day, 76 degrees. On Friday, partly cloudy skies, around 68 degrees. We head into Saturday, thunderstorms expected most of the day in this area as another frontal boundary drops to the south, and there's a slow moving system. It's going to go through the day pretty well all the way through the day and evening hours on Saturday, according to the Weather Service, and 52 degrees for an afternoon high, 90% chance of scattered showers and thunderstorms. Sunday, most of that moves out of the area. We do have a few clouds remaining. Cooler temperatures on Sunday, partly cloudy skies, about 56 degrees. Then we start a warm up again about Tuesday into the middle part of next week, back into the mid-60s, low 70s again. So crazy weather pattern that we've had to deal with, well, all year long, as a matter of fact. And believe it or not, if we're going to have any winter, it better hurry, because we are moving through March very rapidly. Stay with us. Be back in a moment. We'll take a look at sports from around the region as TKO8 News continues.
Hello, this is Michelle from Nature's Wonders. This time of year, people tend to be disappointed in themselves for not following through with New Year's resolutions. Well, we have a thought for you. Why New Year's resolutions? Why not New Day resolutions? Each day is an opportunity for us to start fresh, have a new attitude, be more positive, and take better care of ourselves. We're here to help by providing the natural and organic grocery and supplements that you need. Come see us at Nature's Wonders on Highway 65 in Harrison, just down from Thompson's Ace Hardware. And remember, when you start each day, make a new day resolution to be a better and healthier you.
Ah, sweet Louise, do you dream of Hercules? He'll be the best dressed boy in town, where you sure are something, the best there ever was.
The new Sport Heritage line.
Well, it won't mean nothing unless I try my luck and bring her out to you, Louise.
Only from Yamaha.
Crystal clear mountain streams, river rapids, and rolling hills with endless valleys. The beauty of the Ozarks we often take for granted. At Magnus Toyota, we never underestimate the value of our customers. As a third-generation family-owned business, Magnus Toyota has been operating here in the Ozarks for over 50 years. When we make a new deal, we make a new friend. Stop in and visit us today and see why our customers say we're the best. Magnus Toyota, your hometown Toyota dealer on Highway 65 North in Harrison.
Recapping baseball action from yesterday, Yellville Summit had a dominating win with a 17-3 decision over Alpena. Tyler Ramey picked up the victory on the mound, and Brock Vajana provided a grand slam for the Panthers offense. In softball action, Cotter lost their season opener at home, falling to Viola 13-0. Flippin's softball squad was able to get a road victory. The Lady Bobcats defeated Mammoth Spring by a score of 16-3. Looking at today's baseball and softball schedule, Cotter softball teams host Bruno Payette. Yellville Summit entertains Bergman. Salem is home against the Sloan Hendricks school system. Melbourne hosts Pocahontas in high school baseball. Cotter entertains Bruno Payette. Yellville Summit is at home against Bergman. Salem plays host to Sloan Hendricks, and Melbourne entertains Pocahontas. In a battle of two teams in the American Midwest Conference, the 10th-ranked Lyon College women's basketball team and number 1 ranked Freed-Hardman Lions played a game for the ages at Smithkirk Court. In a hostile environment, the Scots took the Lions to overtime and had one final shot to try and win, but fell in the heartbreaker 89-87 in the AMC Tournament Championship game. Lyon now 27-5 on the season, while Freed-Hartman improves to 33-0. Both teams clinch automatic bids to the Women's Basketball Division I National Tournament, which will be in Billings, Montana. Arkansas State redshirt senior guard Devin Carter has been named to the All Sunbelt Conference second team. Carter led the league in three-pointers made and three-point field goal percentage while ranking 5th in scoring at 16 points per game. He went 7 of 8 beyond the arc at the South Alabama game to break the single-season program record for three-pointers. He is also one of just 17 players this year with 100 or more three-pointers made. Carter also helped A-State tie the program record for regular season wins this year as the Red Wolves finished 20-11. He also eclipsed 1,000 career points earlier this year. He is one of 3 players in program history to reach the mark in just 2 seasons played. It was a trip back in time last Saturday night at the Northwest Arkansas Fairgrounds as Mid-States Wrestling took area fans back to the 80s. TKOH Sports was there. Here's the report.
We have a lot of really tough wrestlers, men and women associated with Mid-States Wrestling, but there is nobody tougher than this boy here, Ryan Barber. How are you doing, Ryan? Good. He was diagnosed with leukemia whenever he was 8 years old. He's 10 now. And luckily, in October of 2014, he went into remission, and he remains in remission until this day. He's been undergoing some pretty rough chemo treatments for about 3.5 years. And this is going to be his very last year of treatment. And so at the end of this year, he finally gets to say, I kicked cancer's butt. Everyone give it up one more time for Ryan.
Well, that wraps up our broadcast here for this evening. Thanks for joining us. Join us Monday through Friday at 6:30 and again at 10 p.m. as we continue to bring you local news, weather, sports, and local announcements from around the area on Harrison's broadcast station, TKO Channel 8. Now stay tuned for more local events around the viewing area.
Harrison's broadcast